On April 15, 2023, a power struggle between the Sudanese armed forces and the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces erupted into a devastating armed conflict and humanitarian crisis. Now in its third year, the war has seen both sides not only fight for military gains, but also push competing narratives to assert their political legitimacy. In 2025, both the SAF and the RSF established parallel governments, the SAF's Government of Hope in Port Sudan in the east, and the RSF's Government of Peace and Unity in Nyala in the west. And this week, Sudan's brutal war has entered a new and dangerous phase. On October 26, the RSF, backed by the UAE, announced that it had captured Fasher, the last major city in Darfur outside its control. With the RSF now in control of all of Darfur, Sudan could be effectively partitioned. It now controls the west and southwest of the country, while the SAF controls the east and Khartoum. Fasher had also been under siege for 18 months, and since its capture, conditions on the ground have grown increasingly dire, with mounting reports of ethnically motivated mass killings and other atrocities. The intensification of violence there marks a continuation of the genocide that began in Darfur 2 decades ago against non-Arab communities, carried out by the Janjaweed militias, which later evolved in 2013 into what is now known as the RSF. It's important to note that both the SAF and the RSF have committed atrocities against civilians throughout the war. Sudan now ranks among the top countries for acute malnutrition, with more than half the population suffering from severe hunger. Starvation has become not just a byproduct of war, but a weapon used to weaken and ethnically cleanse vulnerable communities and consolidate territorial control. The RSF's latest offensive also coincided with renewed negotiations to reach a ceasefire. In early September, the United States, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and the United Arab Emirates announced a new roadmap to end the war. It called for a 3-month humanitarian truce, a permanent ceasefire, and a 9-month transition to civilian governance. But just like previous peace initiatives, it has so far failed to bring any progress toward peace. The plan lacked enforcement and avoided confronting the foreign powers fueling the conflict, such as the UAE, Egypt, and Saudi Arabia. Ultimately, a military victory by either side will only entrench autocratic rule at the cost of countless lives. Any viable path forward must center pro-democracy civilian actors in decision-making. This includes resistant committees, mutual aid groups, and women and youth organizations. Ending the conflict also requires enforceable mechanisms, such as an international arms embargo, because no peace agreement will succeed as long as arms sales and foreign interference continue.